So today we'll be doing another chapter of Hornbill, which is the first chapter, Portrait of a Lady. So this chapter revolves around the change in relationship from as soon as time passes, especially relationship between what we share from from with our grandparents, especially with that, because as we are growing, they grow old as well. So they keep on growing, they'll die sometime, and we are just left with memories. We don't have enough time to spend with them. And this is common to all of us. मेरे grandparents के साथ, आपके grandparents के साथ, ये बहुत common है. हमारे पास कभी भी इतना time होता ही नहीं है. मतलब वो टाइम हमेशा कम लगता है हमें जो हम उनके साथ स्पेंड करते हैं, क्योंकि दे आर ऑलरेडी ओल्ड एंड वी आर ग्रोइंग, एंड एज सून एज वी आर ग्रोइंग अप दे आर ऑल्सो गेटिंग ओल्ड. So it is a story of nostalgia, remembering their grandparents, their beauty, the serenity of them when they are old in their age, and how that relationship changes in passage of time as we grow old, we grow apart, there is no time, and how they just resort to their silence, their own small things that make them happy. So this story is written by Khushwant Singh, who is a very famous writer, who is the author of many books. He also writes in newspaper articles. So he's a very famous Punjabi Hindi writer. He writes articles and many other things. So it's a story about her grandmother and how so it's a first person narrative. So Khushwant Singh is writing the story with his experience. So we are talking about Khushwant Singh when he's young and he grows old, and his relationship with his grandmother who grows old with him. So how their relationship changes as the space they move on, that changes. And so forth. Let's move on to giving a brief summary of the entire chapter, and then you may also once go and read it. It's a very short 2-page chapter. It's a very good read, and various things we get to know when we read. We get to know the characteristics of the grandmother, how she is a bold, strong woman who resorts to all of these changes and still stay very quiet, and she adapts to all of these changes. She adapts to the fact that her grandson is now growing and he is growing apart, is going for his higher studies and everything, and she, without any revolt, without any rebel, she accepts the fact. So let's move on to the chapter. So in the beginning, when the story starts in a manner that Khushwant Singh actually describes how her grandmother looks. वो कैसी दिखती है, वो छोटी सी with a hunchback, wrinkled face, old woman. She looks like an old woman. How there are wrinkles, she's a hunchback, she's a little small, a little flabby. So how our old parents are usually. She looks old, so forth. She is a grandmother when he says. And उनको देख के वो जब तो वो छोटा है, and this is the background when he gives that when they are staying in the village. So the story moves on from village to city, and how this transition of spaces changes the relationship. How the transition from city to the places where they shift also comes as a transition of their own relationship with Khushwant Singh with his grandmother. So he begins the chapter. It's a first person narrative. Begins the chapter by describing his grandmother, who is old, who is a little who is hunchback, who is a little flabby, and he wonders that she was once young. वो पहले कभी मतलब एक young लड़की भी थी जिनकी शादी हुई, and she's grown old, she has her children, and then she has now grandchildren also. So for a child, Khushwant Singh, to imagine that her grandmother was also someday very young, a very beautiful young lady, and now she is so grown, so old that she can't grow more old than that. So he remembers her in the manner. He begins with describing his grandmother, and then you get a frame of the city life, the village life technically, and then the city life, and how it goes on. So in the house, when he describes, he used to live with his grandmother in very young ages of his life, and he was in school, in very small school, and he was, might be, if I presume, might be around in KG or in first class, those younger stages, those younger classes, when he used to live back in the village with his grandmother, and his parents were in the city. So then he describes that daily in the morning, and then he also goes around describing how he sees the picture of his grandfather, which is hanging on the drawing room, and he looks at her, and he thinks that he is also old man, and cannot imagine the fact how old can he grow, and now he is no more. He's sitting, he looks very grandfatherly, old big man with the turban, and he has his grandchildren, he has his children and then grandchildren, and grandmother is now at the same stage. She is alive and he's not there, and his grandmother will also be getting more old around the same time. So this, he describes the picture, he looks at the picture, he thinks about all of these things, and then the story moves forward. He narrates his experience, his story, while he describes how the village life was, and how his grandmother used to do everything for for him. So how does from in the morning, from polishing his slate, and then taking him from house to school in the morning, when he to get him up, then getting him ready, bathing him, getting him ready as a child, then feeding him with breakfast, giving her breakfast, all the rotis with butter rotis and milk and sugar. He describes all of these things, and then how their journey from the house to the school, the village school, and they go, and they go, and when in the evening, when her grandmother used to pick him up from the school, and then she always used to carry a rosary with beads, and she used to keep on chanting prayers in her own mind, in her own self. She keeps on chanting her prayers. She's into her own. She keeps on spinning her wheel. She sits in the temple. She recites prayers. So all of these, they were very close. It also shows that their relationship was very close to each other. They're very connected. They shared a bond which was beyond a bond is of a grandmother and a child, a mother's son, a very close friendship like we have with our grandparents. So what happens, he describes the entire journey of them staying there, their lifestyle, how it was. In the morning he used to get up, grandmother used to get him up, bathe him, feed him the breakfast, then takes him to the school, walks him to the school, then walks him back from the school after a period of time. Then they used to go to temple, and then his grandmother used to teach her all these scriptures, read to him all these scriptures, and teaching about God, which was also taught in Khushwant Singh's school in the earlier days. So this time it was way back when it was written, when this entire thing happened, when the school also gave very godly teachings in their very lower classes in villages. That used to happen. That doesn't happen anymore, but it was happening someday. So then they used to sit in the temple. His grandmother used to recite scriptures, talk about teachings of God, all of these things. So this kept on happening, and then they used to come back. While they were coming back, his grandmother used to feed the dogs with all those stale rotis of the last night, and that's how their journey came of karma. He was describing everything. He used to describe their lifestyle in the village and everything, all whatever was going on, how they lived together, the grandmother and the grandchild, Khushwant Singh with his grandmother, and so forth. So now comes a time when it's a transition from village to the city. So when the entire family now the parents come back, they take Khushwant Singh and his grandmother back to the city. And when they go back to the city, Khushwant Singh joins a new school Though his grandmother and he stays in the same room, but now suddenly there's this transition. Now he joins a new school, a new English school where he's taught many other things apart from gods, and he's taught English, there is science, there is maths. That is not much, it is not much understood by his grandmother, who used to teach her about gods and everything like that. Now there is a school bus used to come to their house, and Khushwant Singh used to go to the school in the school bus. Unlike how in villages, when they were staying in village, his grandmother used to drop him up, walk him to the school, and then pick him back. Now it has completely changed. In the house, grandmother stays in the house, and he goes to the school in a school bus. He comes back in a school bus, and that's how it happened. So now there is no dogs in the city where she can give stale rotis. Now what she has adopted to, she keeps on chanting her prayers in beads of the rosary, and then she keeps on spinning her wheels without talking to anybody much. And now it is new. What gives her happiness is feeding the sparrows. Now she used to throw breadcrumbs to the sparrows, and they used to come in a herd and then used to sit around her. The sparrows became so friendly with the grandmother that he used to also sit in her shoulders and on her head, and the relationship that we have it with a pet, with a very loving pet. And now it was sparrows and her grandmother, because grandmother was so serene in her own manner, very beautiful, serene, very bold, strong, yet very charming woman in her own manner, very humble, that even sparrows as a bird became very friendly to the grandmother, who is just a simple lady who cannot harm anyone. That sort of a character, which is how Khushwant Singh portrays of his grandmother. So now the transition comes from the city life, from the village life to the city life. And when while coming back, when Khushwant Singh comes back to the house, and when he talks about what has he been taught in the school. खुशवंत सिंह घर पे आते हैं, मतलब एज अ चाइल्ड हु गोज़ टू द स्कूल, और वो आके बताते हैं अपनी ग्रैंड मदर को कि वो क्या पढ़ के आए हैं, वो साइंस, नई नई चीज़ें साइंस के बारे में. देन ही इज़ रीडिंग आर्किमिडीज, ही इज़ स्टडिंग अबाउट मैथ्स, ही इज़ स्टडिंग अबाउट इंग्लिश, और ये सारी सब्जेक्ट उसको बताते हैं. ये सारी सब्जेक्ट्स उनकी ग्रैंड मदर, उनकी जो दादी होती है, उनको नहीं पता होता इन चीज़ों के बारे में. वो जो उन्हें पढ़ाती थी अपने गांव में, विलेज में जब वो रहते थे, तब भगवान के स्क्रिप्चर्स और इन चीज़ों के बारे में उन्हें जितना पता था वो खुशवंत सिंह को वो पढ़ाती थी. बट अब ये सब चीज़ें उनके लिए नई हैं, तो वो इस तीन चीज़ों से उनको पढ़ा नहीं पाती, बिकॉज उनको पता नहीं है इस बारे में. एंड शी इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी अपसेट अबाउट वाई द स्कूल्स आर टीचिंग सो मच ऑफ इंग्लिश एंड वाई दे आर नॉट टीचिंग द चाइल्ड अबाउट गॉड्स एंड द स्क्रिप्चर्स. तो बहुत इस चीज़ को लेकर थोड़ी अपसेट हो जाती है. And then she also gets upset about why the children are being taught singing, why they are getting into all these singing and dancing and all these hobbies, why school has been sort of popularizing this sort of culture. And according to his grandmother, singing and dancing were not considered to be good in their tradition. They used to be of harlots, which we commonly say is also the synonym of prostitutes. So she was very upset with whatever these being taught. So all these traditions of singing and dancing were limited to them, according to her, and so forth. She never wanted Khushwant Singh to get into any sort of singing, because it was not considered good accordingly. So this kept on happening. So now he has gone to new school with all these new friends, and where he has less time for his grandmother now. And they talk, but they rarely talk. They stay in the stay room, but they rarely talk. Now, अब इसके बाद now from school he has grown from when he goes to a university. अब वो अपने बड़ा हो गया, वो कॉलेज में जाता है। तब वो कॉलेज जाता है तो खुशवंत सिंह को अपना नया कमरा मिलता है। अपना कमरा मिलता है तो ऑब्वियसली वो अपने अब डिस्टेंस और वाइड हो जाता है उनके ग्रैंड मदर और उनके बीच में. नाउ ही गेट्स हिज न्यू रूम. So again there is a gap between them. Now they don't even stay in the same room. And as much as Khushwant Singh is growing, as from a child to a teenager and then to an adult, so as the grandmother is also getting old. She is getting old from all the time. And Khushwant Singh is noticing all of this fact that her grandmother is also getting old, and she has become so silent that the only thing she does is spins her wheel. She recites her poem, her prayers. She keeps on reciting and keeps on chanting her prayers in her mind, onto herself with her rosary. And the only thing she does, only sort of contact she has, is with the sparrows, and she feeds them. And she is happy at that moment. So technically, she has resorted. The only source of happiness which was left with her was now feeding those sparrows. She was so silent. She used to not talk to anybody much. So this happened, and he gets into the new room. He's busy in his own college life. He is busy with his own studies. Now there's a transition that comes that Khushwant Singh has to go abroad for his studies, for his higher studies. अब खुशवंत सिंह बाहर जाते हैं अपने पढ़ाई के लिए, और तब उनके बीच में ज़्यादा गैप आ जाता है क्योंकि अब वो 5 साल के लिए बाहर जा रहे हैं. 5 साल के लिए जा रहे हैं तो उनकी जहाँ वो बड़े हो रहे हैं उनकी ग्रैंड मदर भी ओल्ड होती जा रही है. सो खुशवंत सिंह एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे होते बिकॉज देर इज़ नो फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट एनी हाउ बिटवीन हिज ग्रैंड मदर एंड हिम. सो वो एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं करता है कि मेरी ग्रैंड मदर आएंगी, मेरे से कुछ बात करेंगी अगर मैं जा रहा हूँ. बट टू द कॉन्ट्ररी, his grandmother comes to drop him to the station. She kisses her on the forehead, and that's it. So this he remembers as the last physical contact that he had with his grandmother, and she bids him farewell. So he goes for 5 years, and when that 5-year period is over, and when he is coming back, he didn't expect, because now after 5 years grandmother has grown more old. She's got more old, she's aged now, and she's as old as he could imagine. So अब वो जो वापस आता है वो एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करता है, वो सिर्फ ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करता है उसकी ग्रैंड मदर अपनी उनका ग्रैंड सन आया है, उनका पोता आया है तो किस तरीके से अपनी खुशी जाहिर करेंगे. तो वो जब आता है तो इतनी खुश होती है कि उस दिन वो अपना प्रेयर्स नहीं करती है, अपने रोजरी से बैठ के सिर्फ साइलेंट प्रेयर्स नहीं करती है. वो स्पिनिंग अपना व्हील जो है वो सिलाई मशीन है वो स्पिन नहीं कर रही होती हैं. वो उस दिन सारी नेबरहुड की लेडीज़, अपने पड़ोसी, उनको सबको बुलाती हैं. उनके बाद घर में बैठ के ढोलक बजाते हुए दे सिंग हैप्पी सॉन्ग्स ऑफ सोल्जर्स हु comes back from the war, and she's very joyous, she's very happy that his grandson has come back home after 5 years, and she sings songs of return of soldiers. And that day she doesn't recite any prayer, goes to spin her wheel, she's not silent. Suddenly she's very happy, and she is singing, and she is beating drums, she is doing all of these things contrary to her age or what she probably was not supposed to, because she was draining so much of energy. And then the family got concerned about that she will drain herself and she will fall sick because of all of energy she is putting. तो उसके बाद वो किसी तरह से रोक के उनको बोला जाता है कि अब आप रेस्ट करो ना, आपकी तबीयत ख़राब हो जाएगी. एंड उनकी अगले दिन तबीयत ख़राब हो भी जाती है. शी बिकम्स वेरी इल. डॉक्टर को बुलाया जाता है, एंड डॉक्टर फिर बोलता है कोई बात नहीं, ठीक हो जाएंगी थोड़ी सी स्लाइटली. बट द सेम डे इन द इवनिंग शी passes away. In the same manner. She is silent. She is completely silently chanting her own prayers with the rosary in her hand, and she passes away. These all the events is narrated by Khushwant Singh. And what happens when her body at the end, when she passes away, and her body is kept in a room with a red shawl, as he describes, is covered with a red shawl. And the chapter ends in a manner that the birds, now the sparrows, who used to every day come and sit around his grandmother and used to feed, and she used to feed them. Now those sparrows come, they sit, in huge number they come, they are around, sitting around that dead body of his grandmother, and to feed them, Khushwant Singh's mother throws breadcrumbs at them. She gives her, actually feeds her with breadcrumbs. She gives it to the sparrows so that they can eat. But none of the sparrows eat anything. They keep on silently sitting, chirping. Aram se, they are over around her body. And then as soon as the body is taken for cremation, the entire bunch of sparrows, they all fly back to the sky from getting out from her room. So this is how it ends. This is how beautifully it ends, where from a human emotion, human relationship, it also ends with the manner how non-human, a bird, can share the same sort of emotion relationship with a human being. So it ends in a manner. So this is, remember, it's a first person narrative. It's Khushwant Singh talking about his experience, his remembrance, his memories from childhood and transition of relationship with his grandmother, and how as he grows old, his grandmother grows old too, and how it changes. The transition from village to the city takes also a transition in their relationships. So there is, the gap widens. There is no communication at a point. It fades away. It slowly is fading away. He's busy his own world. He doesn't have time. He goes out for his studies. He's busy with his work, and then he's not able to give the same amount of time to his grandmother, which was there when he was young. So that is like a universal fact which we all go through. We grow old, and so as our grandparents, and that relationship, that bond we used to share, it also somewhere fades away. It gets narrower, it fades, and then we grow. Then we suddenly get so busy in our own lives that we hardly have time to go and talk to them or meet them frequently. And then when they are no more, we are just left with their memories, and only memories is there as our debris of the past. So that's only there. So this is a story about all nostalgia and remembrance. So when you attempt the questions of these questions, remember there will be a question about where you will be asked to talk about their stages of relationship. ओके, सो एक क्वेश्चन इम्पॉर्टेंट है जो आएगा, जो पूछा जाएगा आपसे एग्ज़ाम में कि उनका रिलेशनशिप में कैसे चेंजेस आए हैं खुशवंत सिंह और उनकी दादी में, तो उनके रिलेशनशिप कैसे चेंज हुआ है, आप उसको डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए. सो रिमेंबर अबाउट द पॉइंट्स. फर्स्ट देयर वाज एडमिरेशन एंड फ्रेंडशिप व्हेन दे वर लिविंग इन द विलेजेस. तो उनके वो दोनों एक दूसरे के इतने फ्रेंड्स थे, मोर देन sharing that huge bond of grandson and grandmother. They were also very good friends. They used to talk, they used to feed the dogs, they used to, his grandmother used to teach him, all of this. So first stage will be their admiration and friendship when they were in the city, when they were in the village. This is when they were in the village. Now, the second comes as when they grow distant. When they grow distant, it's a time when they shift to the city, and Khushwant Singh joins a new school, a new English school. Now, there is no more moving together in the bus. They're going together from the school and back. So that entire walk that they used to have in the village is no more there. So they move to the city, go to the new school. Next is the new subjects that he is taught, and then the grandmother has no clue about those new subjects. She is not able to help him with the studies, which he used to do earlier when he was in village, and they were in village. Now the next stage comes when there is a wide gulf between both of them. When he goes for 5 years to abroad for study, for his higher studies, and then there is just so less time of left together, of day together, that there is so much gap now. He has become old, the grandmother is growing old, she has resorted to silence, she has found a new source of happiness of feeding sparrows. So this all gap has happened and she is not even complaining about it. She's, she understands, she adapts to the fact that the distancing, the distance that has been grown because he is getting old, he is busy, and she's not even rebelling about it. She has adapted to that change. So that becomes a wider gulf. So there is this emotional connect of a grandson and a grandmother, Khushwant Singh with his grandmother. He has completely faded away, and that have a repercussion towards the grandmother, because she resigned to loneliness. She suddenly becomes very lonely. She doesn't talk to much people. She resorts to loneliness. There is no interaction between them. No interaction. She doesn't have any interaction between anybody in the family. She is very lonely. She is on herself. She kept reciting her prayers. She kept reciting her prayers, and then she kept reciting her own poems. She just was carrying a rosary and chanting of different hymns and poetry to herself. She rarely left her spinning wheel. वो अपनी सिलाई की मशीन गलती से ही वो छोड़ती थी, वो हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ ऐसे ही अपना करती रहती थी. And last, what the only source of happiness that she had was feeding those sparrows. वो उन जैसे हमारे घर पे कोई पेट होता है तो हम ज़्यादा अगर लोगों से बात नहीं करते तो हमारा सिर्फ ये एक उनके साथ इतना कनेक्ट होता है हमारे एक पेट के साथ, चाहे वो डॉग, कैट, बर्ड, कुछ भी हो, कि हमें उनसे ही खुशी मिलती है. एक पॉइंट में हम लोगों से बात भी नहीं करते हैं, तो वो रिलेशनशिप फॉर्म हो जाता है बिटवीन ग्रैंड मदर एंड खुशवंत सिंह की दादी और उन स्पैरोज़ के बीच में, उन चिड़िया के बीच में जो इतनी सारी आती थी और उनको वो खाना देती थी उनकी दादी, और उसके अराउंड बैठ के उनके साथ बैठ के वो इतना टाइम साथ स्पेंड करती थी. एंड द स्पैरोज़ आर आल्सो सिटिंग देयर विद हर. So that became a new source of happiness. At a point, they took over Khushwant Singh's as Khushwant Singh as grandson also, because now Khushwant Singh also doesn't have time for his grandmother. So this kept on happening, the wider gulf which is created. Then also there will be questions about how changes when he moves to the city, how there are changes. So talk about all those changes, about school, about going to the university, new subjects, going for 5 years of the studies. So this all are they talk about all of these things. Then there will be questions about how grandmother became upset about new subjects taught in the school, which she didn't understand, the city school. So talk about how they used to, in the village school, they used to talk about God and God's scriptures and every other things. Now there are new subjects that is not understood by the grandmother. She becomes very upset. Then about the singing and the dancing, those popular art which was taught in the school but as a hobby for a student or for extracurricular activities, which was not supported by his grandmother, because she didn't consider it to be a very cultured tradition in their own times. So talk about that. And then all in all, talk about how the entire chapter is about his grandmother, how she's serene and pure in her own manner, how he sees his grandmother in all of those aspects, and she, even if she is old, she is still very beautiful to Khushwant Singh, and the entire memory of her is left, how the relationship of Sparrow and the grandmother is formed, how they are sitting around the dead body even after she's there, even after she's dead, and they pay a last tribute to his grandmother, and then they fly away. So in a way, how it ends. So talk about all of these things, the sparrows, the grandmothers resorting to all silence and loneliness, how she reacts to these changes and she goes into city. This entire factor of nostalgia, remembrance, creating, keeping those memories alive, how the chapter is written in a manner to keep these all these memories alive of his grandmother in his mind from a child to an adult, how he has grown old. So talk about all of these things and then attempt those answers. So when you begin the answers, also mention about the name of the chapter and the writer of the chapter and the author. Begin the answer with these two things. That the chapter name of the chapter is Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh, and then proceed to whatever answer you have to give, whatever the question is demands. So talk about all of these things when you do it.